Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the game known as the Fruit of Grisaia. I've read some customer reviews and such on this. Apparently it's one of the most favorite visual novels on Steam. And yet no one bothered to tell me. We shall correct this problem today. Let us begin in the test flight of the Fruit of Grisaia. Because we can fly a fruit, I guarantee it. Intense sunlight blazes down the road as if to declare the arrival of summer. Spinning Rodwick's cube of death. The burning asphalt radiates heat, mixing with the scent of the tide to form a thick, muggy atmosphere. It's way too early for this kind of weather, and when the temperature is abnormally high, you're always going to get some people who lose their heads and start acting crazy. In other words, it's only natural that the police would be on the lookout for suspicious types of people at this time. It's about 10 minutes ago that I realized I'd been mistaken for one of those heat-stroke-addled sorts. Name, Kazumi Yuji. Address, Sato in Yamanashi Prefecture. Sweat pouring down from his forehead as he examines my license. The policeman in front of me takes a glance at the large backpack I'm carrying, then continues the background check. You came here from Yamanashi? Yes. What business do you have in this city? Why are you lugging around that giant bag? You headed anywhere in particular? I told you this 10 minutes ago. I'm moving to a new apartment. This is everything I own. So what's your new address? Like I said, I don't have one yet. The answer's not going to change no matter how many times you keep asking me. You're moving but don't know where to. Look, what are you hiding? How about you just come clean already? Where did you come from? Where are you going? What are you planning to do there? Depending on the context, these could be fairly philosophical questions, but as far as police inquiries go, they're pretty run-of-the-mill. From their perspective, anyone wandering around without clear-cut business is by default a criminal of some sort. Let alone someone like me carrying around conspicuous, bulky luggage. It's as good as guaranteed that they'd stop me. You know, that's this little thing called profiling, and I don't know in Japan, but around here, it's kind of hard for them to get away with that, assuming that you can play your cards right on the legal front. This is their job, I suppose, since this little scene acts as a crime deterrent through its visibility. It's not an entirely wasted effort. But unfortunately, I don't have all day to play along with this guy. I drop a glance towards the digital watch I'm wearing around my left wrist. So they're right-handed. Sorry, but I'm keeping someone waiting. I really can't spare any more time for hanging out with bored cops. Are you mocking me? A bored police force is proof that the city's at peace. Take it as a compliment. Inexplicably taking offense at my tone, the policeman clicks his tongue in irritation and tosses my license back. Alright then, Kazami-san. Sorry for the inconvenience, but would you mind letting me take a look at that pack you're carrying? I refuse. Why? Something you don't want me to see in there? Knife, maybe? I don't rely on blades. Policy of mine. Look, are you telling me to unpack all of this on the spot? It will take an hour at least. 30 minutes to take it out, 30 minutes to put it back in. In that case, let's head over to the station. No reason to stand around in the sun, right? I'll get you some cold tea and we can have a nice long chat. I just told you I don't have time. I can't accept voluntary questioning. I know you can't just back down in this situation, but if I say I'll head over there myself later, could we wrap this up for now? That's very convenient for you, but what guarantee do I have that you'll ever show? At least give me an address if you want me to agree to that. As I've explained, I'm in the middle of a move. I've vacated my own place, so I don't have an address. I'm basically homeless. And give me your parents' address. Or are they homeless too? I don't have any parents. No siblings or relatives either. They're all dead. You serious? Are you sure you're not hiding something from me? This is going nowhere. Okay, so why don't we move things along? To the station maybe. I'll call a patrol car. You can just stay where you are, please. And at least let me call a person I'm supposed to be meeting. At this rate, they'll be waiting all day. That's fine. But who are you meeting? A friend? I'm not going to tell you that. Someone you can't tell me about? It's your mother. We had an appointment at a hotel tonight. What? I was keeping quiet out of the goodness of my heart. You dragged it out of me, so don't blame me when your parents get divorced and your happy home is shattered. You watch your mouth. Kya! Huh? Huh? About 30 meters away from there where we were talking, someone screams. A desperate cry follows within seconds. Thief! Someone! Woman sits clapped on the streets, stretching out her hand. Her high heels lie on the ground, knocked off her feet by the sudden fall. Just about halfway between us, there's a man in a flashy Hawaiian shirt, running in this direction. Shit, a cop! Although the thief flinches for a moment at the sight of the policeman's uniform, after a quick check for any convenient side streets, he barrels onward. Move it, asshole! Brandishing the stolen bag menacingly, his hand violent gestures out of my way. Huh? Stop! Stop right there! The cop is completely flustered. He's quite clearly unaccustomed to this sort of situation. While he's panicking, the distance between us and the thief shrinks with surprising swiftness. Out of the way! The man runs in a straight line towards the breakthrough to freedom. I happen to be standing right in the way of that. I said move, damn it! As he prepares to strike with the bag. I ascertain the movement of his shoulder and arm with the first signs of motion and hit his wrist sharply just as he begins to swing. Are you a martial artist or something? Whoa! The man's arm instantly stiffens and loses all momentum. His eyes pop wide open in shock. I immediately do a judo flip. Throw him! Before the man offers resistance by pull, I smoothly do the thing and the judo flip. When pushed away, just... Nice shirt. Where'd you buy it? Here. Shock spreads across the man's face as his knees buckle against his will. I try to gain a chokehold using my grip on the neck of his shirt, but... Bastard! The man promptly draws his head back and shifts his body to the side, preventing me from landing a hold on his neck. Although I expected as much from a glance at his build, it seems like he's somewhat experienced in the judo that I'm using to throw him with. But, in this case, you would have to be better off trying a decisive tackle. Rotating around the purse snatcher in the opposite direction of his... Jesus Christ, quit talking about judo, goddammit! Hi-yah! Next, Indian arm burn. Aikido, that's the other name. I keep confusing it with Akijujo for some reason. Aikido is his name. Before worrying about me, you should kill the guy who sold you that shirt. Because I'm a fucking martial artist. God damn it, kid. Perhaps unconsciously, the man's now empty right hand desperately slaps at the asphalt. While holding the thief pinned, I quickly shoot a look behind me. Don't just stand there, cop! Yeah. The policeman jerks straight up. Taking a pair of handcuffs from the pouch of his waist, he runs over to restrain the criminal. The purse snatcher seems to have resigned himself to his fate. Doesn't offer any more resistance. He accepts his red-handed arrest for the thief docilely, then sits quietly on the ground with his head hung as the policeman radios for backup. Apparently they weren't too far off as the siren approaches in no time. I need water. Two policemen get out of the car and push the criminal in the back seat. As I'm quietly watching the scene in perfect passivity, the policeman from earlier runs over. Thank you for cooperation. I pass on the letter of thanks. So how about letting me move on? We can't do that, I'm afraid. If possible, we'd like to have a meaningful conversation at the station regarding both this incident and the previous matter. Shaking my head, I silently rebuke myself. Should have just left it alone. As the policeman pushes at my back, I glance at my wristwatch. It informs me that I'm already 5 minutes late. So apparently what time it is important in this game. Look, are you ready to talk yet? 30 minutes have passed. I'm sitting on a cheap, foldable chair, my arms folded in perfect silence. How are we supposed to let you go if you don't respond to our questions? Weren't you supposed to meet someone? Shouldn't you just talk and get this over with? Instead of responding, I close my eyes, a silent statement indicating that I have absolutely no intention of talking to him. The detective clicks his tongue in annoyance at my attitude. I got a pretty fair idea of what he'll be doing next. If you don't have anything to hide, then say it. How long do you plan on the silent treatment? The sound of something being struck and an even louder attempt at intimidation. This is the point where a timid guy would have been jumping in his seat with his eyes wide open, maybe staring at the floor quivering. As for me, my eyes are still shut, my arms are still folded quietly. My mind has nothing in it. I've been accustomed to adults shouting at me like this since I was a child. Following the threat stage, the next step with him would be for him to grip my hair and jolt me back and forth. But I'm dealing with an official authority group here. I should get off without any direct violence. This time. Not to say that they won't pull the old TV cliches and harass me with a desk lamp or something of the sort. I can roughly translate the detective's sigh. God damn it. I gently open my eyes in order to sneak a look at his disgusted face. The detective sitting in front of me seems to be challenging the Guinness World Record for the most dramatic asymmetry between the left and right sides of a human mouth. Or maybe he's just scowling. When I let out a snort of laughter in response to the unexpectedly pleasant face, the detective scratches his head violently and glares at me. Look, I don't know who you've been talking to, but playing dumb with the police isn't going to get you anything, alright? It won't gain you anything. You won't lose anything either, except your time. I turned my gaze to the clock on the wall of the sweatbox. An hour has already passed. How about you respond when I'm speaking to you? The detective strikes the desk with excellent timing, right as I do it afterwards just to mock him. The best part is the way he knocks his ashtray off the table every time he does this, and yet still picks it back up and puts it back on the desk. The hell's wrong with you, kid? His tone distantly fed up. It's distinctly, whatever. He stoops down to pick up the plastic ashtray off the floor, again. UG, occupation, student. Yes, you've said that already, many times. We looked it up. You came from Yamanashi, yes? No criminal background, no traffic violations, no nothing. No accommodations on public record either. What kind of person has absolutely no data in the system? The record is so clean it looks like someone's been whiting it out. Just who the hell are you? Kazami Yuji, occupation, student. What's with the robot? Did someone tell you to only say that if the police caught you? Are you a terrorist or what? Same response. Shut the fuck up! First it say something, now it's shut the fuck up. Talk about hard to please. Our capricious detective scowls yet again and shakes his head. Flakes of dandruff are drifting through the air. Based on his thoroughly wrinkled suit and heavy stubble, I'd say he hasn't been home in days. Look. Cut me a break here. Put yourself in my shoes for a second. Another sigh. It's enough to make me want to heave one myself. Because we both take our work seriously, it seems like we're stuck going around in this stupid circle. We sure picked up a real pain in the ass this time. The investigation of that purse snatcher case isn't going smoothly either. Thanks so much for dropping that in our lap, by the way. Just as we roughly complete this exchange of one-sided bitterness and mutual glaring, there's a well-timed knock on the door, and the sound of it being unlocked. Yes, hello, sir. A slightly plump, elderly detective enters the room. Given the respectful tone of the detective I've been chatting with, he's probably a superior detective of some sort. Is something huh? After a quick glance in my direction, the elderly detective whispers something into his ear. Before long, the younger detective turns toward me with a decidedly nonplussed expression, whatever the fuck that means. You've been released, it seems. Thank you for your cooperation. Why now and not an hour earlier? You're asking the wrong guy. Bye. With those parting words, the younger guy leaves the room. The elderly guy watches him go, then looks at me with a greasy smile. Well. Sorry about all that, Kazami-san. It seems we haven't received any report on our end, and we're only just now placed in contact with your guarantor. The detective stares at me with eyes like a dead fish. As an employee of Ichigaya, if you'd simply said as much, if you'd known I was from Ichigaya from the start, wouldn't you have thrown me in jail, stripped me naked, and sprayed me down with a hose? Ha, you're quite the kidder. Did you forget that we belong to the unparalleled Sakura demon? We're all friends here. Just to let you know, I'm nothing but a student. My work at Ichigaya is only a part-time cleaning job. Cleaning, is it? I see. That's well put. Just as I'd expect from your collection of eggheads. In response to my words, the detective twists his mouth into something vaguely resembling a smile. But really now, if you'd simply informed us a little earlier about the circumstances on your end... Well, as I'm sure you know, the higher-ups are what they are. We had quite a mess there for a moment. Ha. Sarcasm drifting from every pore of his body. The detective treats me with a transparently evil and lying courtesy. He's perfectly civil on a superficial level, but the atmosphere here is growing increasingly unpleasant. The younger detective from before, hard-ass as he was, seemed at the very least honest. Did you inquire to Inchigaya about me? Not quite, you see. We were running your name through our databases. In the middle of the data retrieval, the phone rings. We pick up the phone and find we have a call from the Ministry of Defense's Special Organization, asking us might you be in custody of a dog of ours. Well now, that's quite the surprise, ha ha ha. We're not running an animal shelter here, you know, ha ha ha. Since you found my owner and confirmed that my leash is properly attached, I should be able to leave now, right? Yes, just as you please. Oh, that's right. We were also contacted by the principal of your school. That's so. Yes, indeed. Since you hadn't shown up, it seems she was putting calls into all the police stations in the area, one after another. Our chief ended up getting pulled to the phone while he was in the middle of a meeting. He got quite an earful, apparently. Where's my backpack? The luggage we've been holding onto you is in the entryway, which would be over that way, if you'd like. Shall we send you over by car? You're not getting funds from public taxes in order to chauffeur bums like me around, are you? I'll walk. Humph. After I'm urged out the door by the old man, the young detective appears from the rear, carrying the backpack they'd taken from me earlier. This is ridiculously heavy. How do you carry this thing? Bit of a tough question. I guess you could say my life is in that bag. If that's supposed to be a gag, I wouldn't quit your day job. That wasn't really what I was going for. Well, whatever. Urgh. Dropping the backpack next to me, the detective lets out a silent sigh. Oh, slight sigh. Yeah, it's pretty heavy, isn't it? That's not something you say to a guy who learned judo for work. We might be country police, but we've at least got that. True. Guess that's natural for a policeman. Bye. The detective smiles. By the way, you're supposed to be a student at that landfill academy, right? I'm wearing the school uniform. You should be able to see that at a glance. Feels more like you've been dressed up in it. He claps my shoulder as we pass each other. Take care, in a lot of ways. With those parting words, he heads back to the police station. Oh, excuse me. Guess I don't make a convincing student yet. I'm wearing black slacks and a short-sleeved dress shirt, as well as a blue tartan check necktie. I know, we've already seen your picture. Excluding my somewhat longish hair, I should be the very image of a student. I guess it's a little difficult, turning into something like that all of a sudden. But it's probably precisely because this is difficult that I decided to give it a try. For a while, I myself didn't understand why I'd asked for this, but now I think I have a faint idea. I wanted to become something that I couldn't understand, something that I wasn't. At the moment, I've done nothing but smooth down my edges a bit. Perhaps later on, I'll become a student on the inside as well. The sun that had been climbing upward earlier had now finally reached its zenith. The temperature keeps on rising and sweat oozes from my skin. I was pretty sure she'd pick me up, but... Sensing a presence, I lower my gaze from the sun, because for some reason he decided to stare at the sun. My eyes, well accustomed to seeing sun, moon, could see a human for only previous moments before the details faded in. What and who is this? A woman raised an awkward salute, grinning broadly, standing before my eyes. Spare me. I don't want to see a pose like that outside the workplace. In the first place, what's with that dopey salute? The girls in bikinis on the maritime SDF recruitment posters have more impressive form. And here I am offering my appreciation for your sudden efforts. I don't recall contributing enough to society today to deserve an appreciation. Yeah. I do understand that you went through a lot right off the bat. But could you not take it out on me? More importantly, she opens the door of the car, stop next to her. Get in. Accomplishing your objective is the top priority, yeah? Is he like a secret agent or something? From the police station to Highway 133 southbound, we proceed. What the fuck? A range of wind turbines slowly show up into the sea. That was quite the surprise. You don't show up at the time we'd agreed. Then when I start calling around trying to figure it out, you're predictably being a nuisance to the police. I was half convinced you'd collapse somewhere, given this heat. I doubt you really thought I was sick. What grounds do you have for saying that? You were trying the police stations first, not the hospitals. Well, it is you we were talking about. So I figured you'd manage something if you were about to collapse. But for the record, I was worried about your safety, so maybe you could not pick at the details? Accuracy in weather forecasts and interpersonal communications makes society run smoother. You are seriously not cute. Pouting again, she continues her rant. First of all, there may not be many of them, but the trains do run here, yet for some reason you walk instead. That was also a surprise, walking around with a huge backpack like you were going to climb the Himalayas. Sorry, hate trains. How dare you hate trains? That doesn't make walking the entire way any less bizarre. What's the matter, clamming up like that? You should not mention this to the other students. I don't want them getting funny ideas about me from the get-go. Yeah, this might as well set them on guard. A real weirdo came in this time. Ow. I got enough of that from the police to last me a while. Ah, so you did get questions. Questioned. That was abnormally sticky for a band-aid. Alright, we've arrived. This is it. The car proceeded about half a kilometer along. Fuck it, we're at the school. So this is what he meant by landfill. As I'm recalling the words of the detective, God, there's a lot of blithering in this game. Good lord, this is like a book. This is not a visual novel, this is a visual book. This is a big-ass book. This is not a novel. This is not a visual novel. This is a fucking book. It narrates everything. This is a book. What do you think? It's the newest school, isn't it? At this point, I stopped caring. Very nice. It barely even looks like a school. It looks like a freaking military academy. Although I'd heard it was a new school, its external appearance genuinely looks like a military fortress. A 3-story building, pure white. It's got Red Cross symbols up there. Whoops. The grates to the right and left are less school-like and more fence. The signboard is an utilitarian-looking thing, right here. Printed in a simple typeface rather than hand-drawn artwork or calligraphy, which is very standard apparently. Come on, this is your future alma mater. Where's the deep upswelling of emotion? Dead. I killed it before middle school. Quite literally. I literally did personally, as a Let's Player. I killed that off long ago. I didn't give a fuck. Especially when I discovered video games, but that's beside the point. You've only just arrived at this place. If I said I was deeply moved by the sight, it'd be a lie. You are such a dull person. Human beings are creatures of imagination, you know. With an over-exaggerated sigh, she opens her hands wide in an overblown... Sorry. Too much talking. My god, over 2 hours of talking in a row. God. School might not have much of an image yet because it's just started, but the students are nice, normal, and... No. Huh? Ha 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 ha! Hey, where are you going? Her what the fuck is absolutely interrupted by the high-pitched shriek of 2 girls barreling towards us. Oh god! Stop that, Machina! What the fuck, Machina? Hey, I said stop it already! Have mercy! Ha 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 ha! Amane! Why are you running? Come play with the cute cicada! Fuck cicadas! Kill, kill, kill! Bugs! Bugs are the worst! Ha 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 ha! I'm evil! Take this! Get away! Help me! The girl chasing her. God, would it stop moving? Thank God. Ha 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 ha. Eh eh. Laugh at me until you choke, huh? Don't think I'll forget this. No snacks for you today. No. As I was saying, perfectly normal. Normal. Could you define what I just saw then? Is there a class where we chase each other around brandishing insects? No. Those girls are, well, you know. I don't think I do, but it's nice to see that it's a lively school. Right. Anyway, let's move on. Away from them. Inside. Having apparently forgotten what she was planning to do with her outspread hands, she totters towards the school gate. Her office is positioned quite near the school building and building's front entrance. The furniture is nicely arranged based on an old-fashioned desk and chair. In a contrast to the whatever of the building's external appearance, this room is a textbook example of the old-fashioned version of a principal's office. Take a seat over there. I sit down on the leather sofa. That's one of the room's better furnitures. After waiting for me to settle myself, she lowers herself into the seat across from me. I am the principal. Insert name. Welcome to insert name. Nice to meet you. Or would it's been a while be more appropriate, Kazami-kun? On a practical level, nice to meet you might be the better option. Yes, you're probably right. With a slight amused smile, the principal takes out a pamphlet. Well, in your case, I'm sure you're already familiar with the basic synopsis, but just in case, I'll give you the full explanation. Please no. She flips past a couple pages of the brochure, where her fingernails are lightly polished. This is a private academy under the management of insert name, in which students chosen from across the country gather in diligent pursuit of academic achievement. I've stopped caring. The principal's talk shifts to more detailed manners. Again, we're going to skip that. So it's primary what the fuck ever, don't care. You'll be entering the academy immediately as a second-year student. Your transfer will be announced during tomorrow's homeroom, and after that point, you're free to decide with your own course. Oh, what your own course is going to be. Your fingers come to a stop. Bring your hands gently together. The principal raises her gaze from the pamphlet and meets my eyeballs. Well, I think it's an ideal environment for a normal student life. Like the one you requested. I have a few questions. Go ahead. First, today is a weekday, but there is barely anyone on the school grounds. What's up with that? We have a hand-picked elite few. The total number of the students, including you, is only 6. 6? Yes, 6. The elite few? Indeed. That include our friends with the cicada just now? Of course. Question 2. Where am I living from today? Hopefully away from them. This is a boarding school. I'll guide you to the student dorms later. You'll walk to school from there. A dormitory, huh? It's a dorm, but it's considerably spacious, so don't worry. After all, we gotta take care of our elite. Before we finish, one last thing. Alright. For this last question only, I stare directly into her eyeballs. I need to confirm the principal's intentions in bringing me here. After all's said and done, is this a normal school? The principal closes her mouth. After a moment of silence, she opens it again. Yep. A gentle smile. I'm convinced that she isn't lying to me to further some hidden self-interest. I haven't forgotten what you asked me for back then. The principal slowly stands up and walks to the window side. The athletic grounds are visible from the window. God, it's like a prison! Are we in the desert? Although resembling those of a normal school, the grounds are skirted by a very high wall. God, we are in prison! I want you to enter a normal school and live as a normal student, despite being in prison. Oh. This is a fucking prison! But as you are self-aware, considering your personal circumstances, there's no place that can give you that, other than here. This prison. I'll give you the same answer to the very end. This is a normal school. The principal turns to face me. Therefore, you don't need to do anything here except live normally as a student. I will never make any other requests of you, ever. Understood. Well then, I'll show you to the dorm. Yeah. And now Salty Sea Air decides to make a sandstorm. And now we're in the dormitory. This is the student dorm room. As you can see, we've got cubby holes for your shoes, including the management room. There are 11 rooms in total. Every room is equipped with its own bath, toilet, kitchen, so on and so forth. My god, it's like my own dormitory. Back when I was in friggin' technical school there, because apparently a trade school is into college. Apparently that's a thing. A basic set of furniture is also provided. Yeah. Why are you looking around like that for? The cicada pair from earlier don't seem to be around. Hint number 1. Dormitories in Japan are usually separated by gender. Durr. Oh, you mean them. Insert name and insert name. The two of them might well still be at the school. Everyone else doesn't seem to be around either. The Komani guy is a student here too? Yes, I asked her for help guiding you around the dormitory. But she doesn't seem to be here at the moment, annoyingly enough. So you don't have a minute grasp on the... Oh, a minute grasp on the movements of the students. I see. I'm merely the principal of this place, after all. Merely, is it? Hold on just a second. I'm gonna go check her room. The principal walks towards the room. Left there by myself, I stare vacantly at the ceiling, counting the dots inside the ceiling tiles. Yep, see, there he goes. He's already fallen into the habit of counting sprinklers. My god, is this guy literally a former spy or something? Excuse me. Having grown absorbed in analyzing the building and everything in it like a robot, I didn't even notice the tug at my sleeve. Why is she here? Why is she here? What the fuck? She's supposed to be an idol magical girl Chiru Chiru Michiru. Yes, I've finally gotten that down. Say that 5 times fast. People in the comments, I fucking dare you. Why is she here? I know that one game is a spin-off of the other, but why is she right here in my face? She finally gets my attention. Might you be the transfer student scheduled to arrive here today by any chance? I stare at her and find a girl in housemaid clothes looking up at me. Not that she's of particularly diminutive height. Basically, she's not short, except in comparison to a taller male like myself. Or perhaps an intruder? Kill. No one's going to admit that they're an intruder if you ask them point blank. Oh, come to think of it, you're right. The scales have fallen from my eyes. The maid nods several times, slowly closes her eyes, and begins to repeat my words. No one's going to admit that they're an intruder if you ask them point blank. No one's going to admit that they're an intruder if you ask them point blank. Yes, got it. Well then, let me change the question. Are you not an intruder? Flexible thinking isn't your strong suit, clearly. I'm sorry? No, never mind. So what does a maid want with me? Well, as I said, I'm attempting to determine whether you're a suspicious character. This would be the second time today I've heard that pickup line. That is truly impressive. As I was saying, are you a non-suspicious character? You're a lot tougher than you look, maid. Ah, Kumani-san, perfect timing. This is Kamazi-kun, the student who just transferred in. At this point, having noticed our voices, the principal calls out. It seems the maid was Komani all along. PQRS, shitty maid. Just saying. For people who don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. So you were the transfer student after all, I see. I'm, insert name. Good to meet you. Yes, the pleasure is all mine. I don't think you've introduced yourself. Huh, pardon me. I'm Sachi. Pleasure to meet you. We will now call her Sachi because that's easier. And this time it's nothing but the first name. Suspicious. Very suspicious. Fostering the individuality of students is the responsibility of any school. Uh-huh. Not military school, I didn't. Not at military school, oh no. Which means that she's a student too? Oh my god, there's bars on the window. This really is a prison. Oh my god. Komani-san is a first year at this academy. Did she look old enough to be in front of the blackboard to you? That's not my point. Our uniform creates certain preconceptions. For example, if I see a girl wearing bunny ears in a bar, I don't ask what she's done with her Bible. Alright, Komani-san does wear a maid uniform more often than not. That's not an explanation. True enough. Well then, Sachi-chan, please explain. Certainly. As I've been entrusted with the position of class representative, I frequently respond to our teachers' requests for assistance and perform minor chores. From, you're kind of like a maid, a certain conversation eventually shifted to, why don't you try on a maid uniform? Finally, now that you've actually put it on, it really suits you, so you should wear it when you can. According to that suggestion, I attempt to wear maid clothes whenever it's possible for me to do so. I see. You're very devoted. That fallen bunny girl's sister could learn a thing or two from you. Yes, thank you very much. I wasn't really intending on that to be a compliment, but whatever. So from this point, please let her guide you. It should be easier to get to know each other that way. No objections? Well then, Sachi-chan, I leave the rest to you. Certainly. Well then, let's begin with the tour of the first floor. Yeah, if you would. May slowly begins to walk, but quickly comes to a stop in front of the management room. Stop dead. She's staring at me with an expression that clearly indicates that she has something to say. Oh my god, those sparkling eyes. Oh my god, it's an endless void of space. She's gonna zap me with her void laser. She's gonna make a black hole out of my brain. She's gonna kill me. Robot mode achieved. What's wrong? You need something? I forgot to ask you how you'd like me to talk to you. Come to think of it, you're right. I'm sorry. Well, you can call me whatever you want. Buttface-chan it is! In that case, would it be acceptable if I addressed you as Yukun? We've gotten pretty familiar all of a sudden. Then would Kazami-san be more to your liking? Sure. Anyway, I'll call you Sachi-chan. Chun-chun-chun. Sachi? My bad. Would Sachi-man be better? No, I'm quite alright with Sachi. Her expression didn't change in the slightest, but her eyes at the moment she spoke those words had a strange forcefulness. That's so. Alright, Sachi. Best regards and all that. Yes. Judging from her smile, it seems like she doesn't dislike being called Sachi. Maybe because it sounds like sushi. What do you want, cat? Oh, it's food time. Then let's get right to it. The room nearest to the entrance will belong to you. Nameplate seems to say it's the management room, though. According to what I heard from Principal whatever, the idea was that you might serve as the management of this dorm while living here. In other words, he wants me to play the prison guard. Exactly. Well, at the very least, 3 out of the 6 students living in this dorm are female. It would probably be prudent to have a room as far as possible from theirs to avoid potential trouble. Mind if I take a look inside? Please do. Here's the key. When I open the door with the key, she hands me a prominently placed set of kitchen and household goods catches my eye. Oh, she handed me the key. They seem to be in good shape, and I can confirm with a glance that the room itself will be more than adequate given my needs. It's a bed and a desk. How is this more than adequate? It doesn't even have a computer. And there's an AC thingy right up there. 1 fire alarm, 2 sprinklers are installed in every room. Got it. She seems to have guessed my thoughts from the direction of my gaze. That would be a walk-in closet with a floor space of about 2.5 square meters. As a little test, I focus my eyes on a different point of interest, and she provides an explanation of that thing I'm looking at. Although she's a little off in some departments, she seems to be pretty sharp about that. I see. Looks like there won't be any problems. As I speak, I twist the faucet over the sink. Was someone using this room before I came? No, I'm certain it was unoccupied for at least 4 months. The water's pretty clear, considering. Well, the building itself is quite new. Before you arrived, this room was occasionally used as something of a storehouse, so it's possible someone used the water recently. I myself would sometimes fill my water buckets here while cleaning. I see. I twist the faucet to stop the water, drop the luggage I've been carrying this whole time, and promptly leave the room, with her still inside. Next, this open space just inside the entrance is something of a common area for all of us. The standard student community space, is it? Yes, in particular, insert name and insert name, spend a lot of time here. Is that so? Although I haven't heard those names before, they must be other students. Also, the store next to yours leads to the boiler room. The stairs are the opposite. And further on, there are 4 rooms, of which the 3rd room next to the stairs is mine. I'd heard there are 11 rooms in total. Any reason why you picked one on the 1st floor? Well, as you know, my name is Sachi. Apparently that sort of rhymes with room 3. So I was encouraged to. I get the idea. This is the 2nd floor. This floor contains only personal rooms, and with the exception of myself, all the students live here. Which would mean these 2 are vacant. Yes, rooms 7 and 9 are currently vacant. Holy shit! The 3rd floor is a bathhouse. Holy shit, that is a nice bathroom. On the other side is the laundry room and space reserved for clothing drying racks, so please use them when necessary. If doing laundry is problematic for you, please let me know so I can do it for you. Wouldn't taking care of someone else's chores be a nuisance? Nonsense. She's a maid. Alright then. Please do. There's no reason to refuse outright when the offer is delivered with such an earnest smile. By the way, can we use this grand bathroom as we please? Yes. It's maintained periodically by a specialized contractor. So excluding cleaning, it's available 24/7. However, as there's no separate space for male and female bathing, I would ask you to leave this note on the entrance when you enter. She hands me a card that says, "In use, male bath." Sure, I think I might take advantage of it pretty often. The view up here is pretty nice. It is indeed. There aren't any tall buildings beside the schoolhouse in the area, and the window glass is 75% transparent. It's possible to watch the sun setting on the sea. Cool. If you'd like, you can give it a try right now. As she speaks, I notice she's already holding a towel and a change of clothes in her hand. That was fast. Most people who see this grand bathroom are urged immediately to try it. I see. The fruit of your experience, is it? What's wrong? Instead of a change of clothes for you, it seems I have accidentally brought my own. Oops. And female underwear slips out of the clothes. Is this a declaration that you want to bathe together? No, that wasn't my intention. I apologize. I really don't think there's anything to apologize for. Thank you. Well then, this concludes the tour. Do you have any questions? Can I ask about something other than the dorm? If it's something in my power to answer? In that case, let's hear your 3 sizes. Sachi, what the fuck? Yes, starting from the top, 82, 56, 83. At the moment, is there a specific man you're going out with? No. Your experience with men to date? None. I know I'm the only one who asks you these questions, but answering them so politely. Would that also be because you're the class representative? A class rep is only a class rep to the degree that they are an assistant. What the fuck? Are there any other questions? Nothing comes to mind. Okay then. If there's anything else you'd like to know, please dial 3 on the intercom in your room. It will connect to my room. Got it. In that case, please excuse me. With that, she bows like a genuine housemaid and starts to turn away. Ah, Sachi. Yes. Thanks for the tour. Appreciate it. Of course. Class representatives these days seem to be a surprisingly tough-willed breed. After the tour ended, I took another look around the interior of the building on my own. By the time I returned, the sun is already low in the sky. My throat. Should probably put this stuff away before it gets dark. Opening my backpack, I pull out the contents and begin to put them away. Oh, there's shelves in there that I can't see. It's a real help that I've got a closet. Didn't think of that. The shelves are probably in the closet. God damn it. Things I can leave in visible place and things to be stowed away in the back. Like porn. Dividing my possessions between the two, the latter are clearly more numerous. Normal, huh? Put away the ninja stars, put away the samurai sword, put away the cyanide. While looking at my mountain of luggage, I mutter in a self-deprecating tone. As I work, the sun sinks slower and slower. Oh god, that's a cool skyline. New time. At the school gate. At my usual time, 4:45 a.m., I wake up and run around. Oh, to tell the truth, he was acting suspiciously when the policeman talked to him and said, "Hey, are you suspicious?" He's been planning out a possible marathon route. Good God. I woke up at the usual time, ran at the usual time, and now I'm eating my usual breakfast. No different from the days when I was living together with my master in the mountains. My standard tempo of living. If there is a difference, it's limited to the slight surprise I felt when opening my eyes and found a roof over my head. During my hike from Yamanashi, I'd gotten used to sleeping in the open. So when I woke up inside a room, there was a slight feeling of unease as I thought, right, I'm living in a dorm room now. That mild discomfort hadn't disappeared even now as I'm eating my corn cereal. It's hard to settle down inside a new lair until it's ingrained with your scent. In that case, take your sweaty ass and rub your body all over the place. Even so, I'll start living at this tempo every day from now on. Going to school, doing this, doing that. If I actively spend every day packing myself with potentially useful knowledge, someday this sort of lifestyle might come naturally. This effort strikes me as a little troublesome. But as my master once told me, when it comes to your life and your women, a little bit of trouble is just about right. Speaking of women, they're a simple bunch, but it doesn't make them any less difficult to handle. I learned that much in my first year living with my master. In my master's words, when you're a brat, running fast is enough to make you popular. When you're a middle schooler, the guys who can fight will be popular, and after that, it's the guys with brains who get the girls. In other words, run, punch, read books. You'll never run dry. What do you think? Short and sweet, right? That was her theory, at least. Her? The things she said were always ridiculously simplistic. Honestly, I ignored those words with a snort the first time I heard them. My master was a woman who put her beliefs into practice. Every morning she made me run. Every day she hit me with a stack of books. Although I don't know if she's to blame, I'm still running 16 kilometers a morning and habitually read books whenever I have free time. Well, I'd say her training worked then. Okay, well, my voice is giving out, and so is the cat's hunger level, so, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for watching. Give me a moment. Had to let the cat out. So, my voice is giving out, so, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for watching. I'm sorry we couldn't get further to try and figure out just what the fuck is going on. But apparently, It's a slice-of-life visual novel about a former serial killer, assassin, what the fuck ever he is. So, apparently this game is really good. Look it up. During the Steam sale, it's got a pretty damn good price. $20 instead of 40. Pretty damn good. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for watching. Let me know how you feel about it. As always, with every pilot/test episode, comment on this video, like this video, do the things on this video specifically, not the other videos, unless you like those other videos, but on this particular, if you want to see this game, comment on this video. Let me know, please. My voice is gonna give out. Ladies and gentlemen, good day and good clicking as always. Peace out.